Okay, we are going to our usual methodology in these Friday prayers that we have. God has blessed us. And so I'm going to go to the 19th prime of the form that if you add 2 to a, or I'm sorry, subtract 2 from a pair of primes, which forms a semi-prime. P1 times P2 actually forms a semi-prime. Then you get another prime. And so the 19th such prime of this form, P is equal to P1 times P2 minus 2, is 167. So as I said here, these primes are primes that when one adds 2 to them, the sum is a semi-prime. The sum becomes semi-prime. Okay, so 167, if you add 2 to 167, you're going to get 169. 169 is 13 times 13. Okay, so these are tabulated for the small ones up to an index of 10,000. Okay, so now if you go to bigger of these numbers, larger numbers of this form, these kind of primes, it becomes a humongous task. Okay, because what you have to do is you have to generate a prime, then you have to add 2 to it and make sure that that is a semi-prime or a biprime. Okay, and semi-primes, as I said, yeah, they're used for computer coding, for cryptography, how to make 2 large primes and multiply by one another, and then you have to factor it out. Multiplying 2 numbers is easy, but factoring out that is very difficult. And if you don't know what those factors are, as I said, when these things get bigger and bigger, then it's really a huge, humongous task. It's not easy, okay? So anyway, 167 safe prime is 158.03, and I said what the safe prime is. A safe prime is of the form P safe is equal to 2P Sophie Germain plus 1, was SG stands for Sophie Germain. Okay, so Sophie Germain and safe primes, they go hand in hand. So a Sophie Germain prime is a prime that if you multiply it by 2 and add 1 to it, you get another prime. Okay. So again, this is another humongous task, because what you have to do is you have to keep doing this, and every time you get a number, you have to make sure it's a prime. Okay. And then if it is, then it becomes a safe prime. So 158.03 is the 1281th lonely prime, but 1281 is the number of digits in the 19th Mersenne Prime. Can you believe that? Okay. Okay. 167th Sophie Germain Prime, I just said, SG, Sophie Germain Prime, is 7901. And 7901 is the 651st lonely prime, but 651st composite is 790, and 90th verse containing the word God in the Quran is 9127. Okay, I mean, look at this. This is amazing. Okay. It goes from right here, all these bullets, and then right here it goes back to 9127. 790 in base 19 is equal to 2698 in base 10. 2698 is the total number of word God in the Quran. 790th lonely prime is 9619, and chapter 96 has 19 verses. And then for completeness, I just went down and I put this from our previous things. By the way, the stuff which is underlined, those are the ones that are new. Okay, that's new information. So, in other words, God is showing us another pathway will take us exactly to the same place, which generates the correct parameters of the Quran. Okay. So, 167th Gaussian prime is 2179, and 2179 happens to be the 195th regular prime. 19th permutation of 2179 is 9127. 179 happens to be the 19th Sphenic number, and I said note the Sphenic number is a tri-prime with 3 distinct prime factors, i.e. 195 is equal to 3 times 5 times 13. 195 has the numerical value of the Kaf Ha Ya Ain Sad in chapter 19, and 195 again I spelled it out here, 20 plus 5 plus 10 plus 70 plus 90, and I put it here in Arabic, separated them, Kaf Ha Ya Ain Sad, and then I spelled it out here how you say it. Okay, 195 is the 150th composite. 150th composite is the 150 is the 114th composite. 114 is the number of chapters in the Quran. 195th super prime is 9619. A super prime is a prime that's indexed also a prime, and again goes back to chapter 96 having 19 verses. Okay. So you see, with all of these bullets, we just started generating the literal composition of the Quran. Okay? And as I said, we didn't count anything in here. Absolutely nothing. All of these things are coming from these mathematics, but these underlying statements here is telling you that there are more ways than one that you can get from this place to this place. Okay? And generate the correct composition of the Quran. It's absolutely beautiful and mind-boggling. Okay? And so when we do this, okay, every Friday we do this, we commemorate God, first of all. We praise Him and we glorify Him. Okay? Constantly extol Him. Okay? So the greatness of God is absolutely beyond our wildest imagination. We have no idea. Okay? Infinity doesn't do justice. Let's put it that way. So it's absolutely mind-boggling. So every time we do this, we see this by God's grace. So God has chosen us to be the recipient of this huge blessing. And we should be grateful to Him for eternity. The more we are grateful to Him, the better off we are. Otherwise, as God says in chapter 47, He says, if you don't do this, another group of people will come and take it away from you. And they will not be like you. They will be more grateful. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and